It's time for our second session, and I would be happy to give the floor to Alexei, who is here in Warsaw, and he will be talking about Camunda 8. So, thank you very much, Tomaso.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me.
First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Alexei, and I'm currently a lead expert of Camunda in IBA Group. As Alexei already told, we are working with Camunda since 2017, and this staff in IBA Group has been started together with Alexei and myself. And during this time, we made a partnership, certified. Also, we have some education programs inside IBA, and I'm leading this education for our people that we can prove our ability to build Camunda solutions, and we have certified engineers. I even may say that all our engineers who is working in the Camunda area are fully certified, and now we have some additional plans due to the fact that we are moving to the new world with Camunda 8, as Tomaso told, and a new certification program is arised, and we need to go further and start this Camunda 8 journey as well. And now let's speak a little bit about the Camunda 8 and what is the history and how we can move to Camunda 8 in general, if you're already a user over Camunda itself. First of all, let me start with some history of what we have and with a general question, what is an IT and how it is used. I think most of us are from IT, even our guest who is currently here in Warsaw, and most of the people who are online. And IT now is very important for all the organizations because human is not so effective as a machine, and IT has to create a proper software to make it good to work, to get data. And in the modern world, the data is even more important, and we generate much more data as before, in decades before. And all the time when IT is going on, we are facing with a big issue how to properly gather the requirements our customers have, how to make the software which will be properly built and will solve the issues and problems the business has. And as we know, IT guys talk a little different language than business, and it's very hard to communicate and to understand what business needs, and then to bring the right solution to the business. And due to this fact, in the past, different technologies and techniques has been emerged, and one of them are modeling tools like UML and BPMN. And having BPMN on the scene, we can start speaking with the business on the same language. This business understands what they want, and the IT can catch what they want. And this is really a great step forward to start understanding each other, to align the business and IT, and avoid the misleadings which can be possible when you're communicating. And when we have those diagrams as documents, the next question arises: can we start execute those models? And IT responded, yes, we can start doing it. And somewhere in 2003, it was one of the first engines which can allow to start execution of our models, which were previously written in BPMN. It's a GBPMN, quite small, quite good Java-based engine. Then it was evolved a little bit, and then we have 2010 activity arise on the market. It's a more interesting tool with much more possibilities rather than GBPM at that point in time. But actually it was more like a tool for the vendor of the activity, and the evolution was not so fast as it is expected. And 13, Camunda has produced Camunda Platform 7, which is mainly focuses on business process automation and gives the big step forward, starting providing the functionality to fully automate what the BPMN standard offers us. And Camunda 7 actually has a great success on the market. There are a lot of installations, a lot of companies who are using Camunda in version 7. Also, Camunda 7 offers two main packages. It was enterprise-like for big companies with the licensing, and also it was a big bunch of companies, I think mostly small companies, and especially maybe even in Eastern Europe, using Camunda 7 like a community edition, which is fully free of charge, and you can do whatever you want. Camunda 7 was also open source. You can really extend it and use as you want. If you're a Java expert, it's really a big fun for many Java developers just to start using it and play around and make good things with Camunda 7. But IT evolves, and nowadays we see that most of the companies, even big enterprises, are moving towards cloud-based solutions, software as a service, and Camunda has to respond on this market movements. And in 2021, it was the first Camunda Cloud appearance, and now starting with 2022, we have a new version of a Camunda, which is Camunda 8, which is a new player, and everything what we had in Camunda 7, take all the best out of it, and all the new technologies which appeared since 2013. You can see that around more or less 10 years has been passed, and a lot of things has been changed in the world of the IT. Let's talk a little bit about what can attract us in Camunda 8, what are main features or differences to compare with the Camunda 7. As I already mentioned, the main idea behind Camunda 8 is a software as a service movement. As many organizations are moving to this model, providing software, it's a good to move also to this area and support the organization in their movement into the software as a service area as it is for. And Camunda 8 actually does not limit us to use SaaS platform. It also, another version, it's called self-managed, that you can just really download the same package and install it in your own hardware and host it yourself, but the architecture and components are really the same, but the only difference is who is responsible to manage the infrastructure in the environment. The next option is optimization out of the box. When we worked with the Camunda 7, we had optimized module, which was available only for enterprise customers under the license restrictions. And usually it's a separate model which has to be deployed separately, and you can really go deep into that story. Coming to Camunda 8, Optimizer is a standard module which is out of the box, and you can start using just immediately when you install or start using Camunda 8 as a SaaS platform. This is a big difference. The next is that is Camunda ZB engine. Camunda 8 is not just evolution of Camunda. It's really a more revolution, let me say, because it's really a new engine. It's not an enhancement. It's really a new implementation. And the core of Camunda 8 is a ZB, which has been created with cloud-oriented and microservice-oriented architecture in mind, with the speed we can get when we're using cloud implementation, and take all the advantages of the cloud infrastructure, like scalability and security underneath, and possibility to make changes to increase the capability of your environment, adding new nodes to your environment, and really scale without any big problems. ZB itself is based on the external task pattern, which has been introduced in Camunda 7 a few years ago. And this pattern also leads to a better performance because you are not blocking the engine with this pattern. And also you are delegating some code outside of Camunda itself, making it more secure and less vulnerable for different attacks from outside. When we are talking about Camunda 8, when we are in a SaaS platform that you can really use all these functionalities which usually cloud provides us. The next option is polyglot architecture. Camunda 8 is more cloud-oriented and microservice-oriented. In this way, a lot of different things around those external tasks can be implemented as separate technical modules, and different teams can do this, and really each team can select the technology or stack which is known to them, where they have skills, and it could be Java, it could be Python, it could be Ruby even. There are really a lot of different possibilities you can use. And if we're talking about microservice approach, this means that you can really have a modular application with better rollout possibilities and changes, not taking also the whole application, but to change them step by step or module by module. The next great movement for the Camunda 8 is a change in the expression language we are using to make conditions in the application. Camunda 7 was based on a so-called dual Java expression language, and Camunda 8 is fully based on friendly enough expression language, which is Feel, which is a better scripting language we can use. It's more simple, it's more natural language-like, and it's much easier for non-technical people to learn and to start writing different conditions and scripts using Feel rather than dual. Camunda 8, as Camunda 7, also support a multi-tenancy. Currently it is available mostly for self-management version, not for cloud one. Having this feature is really quite easy to start using the same cluster for the different teams, for different departments, saving the cost because you're using the same cluster but separating their processes, their data, their models, that each team, each department uses their own part of a Camunda. And Camunda also provides quite good management for the access rights, just not to expose information from one tenant to another tenant. The next big innovation for Camunda 8 is introduction of a web modeler, which is now a part of the Camunda 8 itself, which brings the collaboration between teams and between IT and business to the new level. Because with this instrument, which is web-based and part of the whole platform, you can bring together on the same platform different teams, IT and business all together to start communicating. Web modeler provides you a chance to share the models between teams, between people, brings the business to this cycle, to put the comments and really collaborate remotely to make really good stuff and make a proper modeling of your processes. It was also to mention that 10 years passed from start when Camunda 7 appeared on the market, and during this time a lot of changes were did in the IT, a lot of new technologies appeared, and Camunda 8 is really based on more interesting and more modern technologies. Just to mention that it's cloud-oriented, it's containerized, it's based on the Kubernetes, it uses Elasticsearch, it uses Keycloak for security management, and it's really what is currently most of the IT companies using in the modern projects. We spoke already a little bit about web modeler. Another option what web modeler brings us, it's this flexibility, because the whole infrastructure around Camunda 8, all the interfaces we are communicating are web-based. This means that moving out of desktop modeler to the web modeler gives us a better user experience. We are working more in the same environment, in the same way with all the parts of the application of the platform. Bringing Camunda 8, it also brings back building of center of excellence in companies, and with Camunda 8 it becomes really a little bit more easier to control this. And now when we're talking about center of excellence, by the way, it will be a new book which is provided by Camunda, where there is additional topic about Center of Excellence, and it was an interesting topic also on the CamundaCon conference in Berlin about this topic. And the main idea is that currently in the IT there is a big dispute. What is good, centralized or decentralized control of everything? And with Center of Excellence, it could be some source on you that it's some kind of centralization, while most of the teams are doing the decentralization. And here we need really to find a balance. That means that with Center of Excellence is more important in the area that it provides some guidance, some tooling, and that everywhere we use the same version of application, or we use the same license, or provide some best practices and help the teams to learn and educate how to use the tools, and ensure that everything is using in the organization in the same way. On the other side, the teams themselves are fully decentralized. They can work on their own and doing the implementation and business as they want. And the new way how we integrate Camunda 8 with external words is a new connectors feature. Camunda 8 provides really a lot of different connectors. There is a marketplace where you can find those connectors, simplifying and making it much more faster to create processes based on already pre-created, pre-built connectors, which helps you to integrate your application with other applications which can be available in your IT landscape. Now let's speak a little bit about Camunda 7. As Tomaso told a little bit already also on this topic, but more details for you to understand what is about Camunda 7 currently, when we have this interesting tool like Camunda 8. Camunda already officially told about the end of life, and the timeline will look something like this, that in October 2025 there will be the last release, where we're expecting some additional new features for the Camunda 7 platform. And then we will have only the support and some security patches available for the Camunda 7. For the most customers, in April 2007, the Camunda 7 will be finished. And only for some enterprise customers, it will be a possibility to extend the support until the April 2030. And after April 2030, it will be full end of life, no any support, no any patches to the Camunda 7 in general. That is why there is an interesting question: what need to do? Yes, 2030 is, from current perspective, maybe it's too far from today, but also we know that Camunda 7 is very widely used and what we want to do. And now we need to start speaking with the business, with organizations, how to migrate to Camunda 8, which is a new platform and the new branding tool which is available in the Camunda. What Camunda 8 brings the organizations, how it helps us to streamline the processes, how it helps to save the cost and enhance our customer experience working with the Camunda infrastructure. What Camunda 8 brings to us? First, it's a solution acceleration. Camunda 8 provides some new features, branding features, which differs it from Camunda 7. First of all, Camunda 8 start bringing some low-code features that you can really create first application based on Camunda much faster and easier, comparing to the Camunda 7, and having some low-code features. You really can do it without deep knowledge, without involving really hard code developers, and start your experience with the platform much faster. Also, having the connectors on the market, we can accelerate our development really much, because everything is already available for you. You just need to use this connector to put some attributes. We will discuss a little bit more about connectors later by today. And really it simplifies and speed up, accelerate our implementation of new processes. Having a new web modeler, we already discussed a little bit, also allow us to unify our communication with, between business and IT, giving us new opportunities to collaborate, to understand each other, and to also respond to the current market remote mode of working in the post-COVID time. It's really a lot of people working remote. If we talk about Camunda itself, if they even have closed their office, they're a fully remote company now. And many companies also, after the COVID time, could not gather all the people on the same table, and a lot of people are working remotely. And with this web model, we really can bring all the people on the same table, start doing the business. Another interesting option for Camunda 8 is that Camunda 8 brings AI as a strategic line for themselves. There are different scenarios how we can incorporate AI into the process orchestration. We can start with very, very simple scenarios when we are starting using connectors to AI tools available on the market, just calling them via connectors and start using maybe just, for example, ChatGPT or whatever. Also, we have to understand that AI is not a simple tool which gives us the possibility to create marketing text. It's even much, much more powerful and can give us much more insights, and can be used to, we can bring it to our business processes, which will really enhance our possibilities and make our processes better. Other options that Camunda provides is usage of AI on the design phase. Camunda currently already deployed AI tooling on their website. It's called AI chatbot, where you can ask questions about the Camunda, about the implementation, and not to scan all the documentation available. You just ask a chatbot and a simple question, and if there is an answer in the documentation file, you will get a response immediately, like you are discussing with the ChatGPT instead. Another options which Camunda 8 already has and will provide more is that when we are starting modeling, it is possible to use AI to suggest you best practices, best connector which fits to your purpose. You just put the name of a function you want to do, for example, send a mail, and Camunda tell you, okay, you send grid connector. It's the best fit for your task. It's really quite amazing. And Camunda also think about providing AI tooling around optimization. It optimizes that. Having different models, ML modules, we can start analyze the data we are producing during execution, and based on this, AI may provide you insights how you can improve your process, where the bottlenecks of your processes. It's also quite amazing feature we can start using in Camunda 8, and as I told, Camunda 8 really looks to the AI innovations and bring it into the stand. And having Camunda 8 with all these features before really helps us to move forward faster, to make it in a more agile way, because it's really a microservice-based. Different teams can do their jobs and small tasks and make a rapid rollout. You can really deliver new features or change the features independently based on the microservice architecture, and getting the value much faster to the market than it was before. Having SaaS platforms behind also gives us a big opportunities to grow, to reply to the business requirements, unlocking the potential of a business and speeding up our development in a good way. And now what we have about this migration. Actually, Camunda already thought about us and provided a methodology which we can follow to have a success on the migration phase. There are 6 main phases we will discuss a little bit now, and how we are guiding from the Camunda 7 to Camunda 8. First, it's evaluation. We really have to think about what Camunda 8 features bring to us, what we are doing, and what it will bring us to as a business, and make a decision whether we need to go to Camunda 8, what we are currently having, on the table. And at this point, it is recommended to create some small POC or hackathon inside the organization just to familiarize the team with what Camunda 8 is and how it works and get the first experience. Then we move to the scope. Scope definition is very also crucial step where we are looking how we can migrate, what we are migrating, what skills are still needed for us, if Camunda 8 fully supports our requirements, because we're currently only 2 years on the market with the Camunda 8. It's still not the same in feature set like Camunda 7. But with the latest release this year in spring, it brought a lot of new features, which bringing Camunda 8 much closer to Camunda 7 feature set. And there are a lot of promising features to be released with 8.6 this autumn, bringing us even more features. And the expectation is with that next release, we will be more or less the same what we had in Camunda 7 for making our implementations. Also, community already has some tooling which can help us to analyze our artifacts and diagrams to understand what an impact will be if we start this journey to migrate to Camunda 8. Then we are going to plan. It's really crucial to have a plan in place where we are discussing about actual steps we need to do and how we are going to do it, and to ensure that everything what we need, resources, time, and sure budget is available for us to do a right thing in a right point in time. Then it is a platform setup step where we need to analyze how we are using Camunda 7 currently and what policies we have in our organization to make a right choice between two options. Either it's SaaS platform or it's self-managed. For main industries where Camunda is working on, like insurance or banking, there are a lot of restrictions and not all the data can be exposed out of the organization. In this case, it's better to use a self-managed. We just have a full control. But maybe for a small business or public sector which doesn't have their own data centers, it will be better to use a SaaS platforms as is. And then we are doing the actual migration. On the actual migration step, it is also quite important to look into what we have and not to migrate as is. It's a good point in time when you can look into your processes and decide what you need and maybe what you can enhance and change, what was not so critical for your business before, but now you have a chance. And also the next question you have to answer yourself is how you are doing the migration and how long the C7 will be still alive in your environment. And we'll talk a little bit about this. And then you are doing the run of your Camunda 8 environment, you are looking how it works, and you start using the best practices for analyzing your processes, getting the data out of your Camunda 8, and so on. I will start a little bit briefly to discuss the main differences. We mostly discussed most of them, but to stress some key points. First of all, Camunda 8 is purely remote. In Camunda 7, it was a possibility to have an embedded engine, to have everything under the umbrella of Java. Now it's fully remote mode of implementation. Differences in data types. In Camunda 7, it was possible to use even serialized Java objects, but Camunda 8 is fully JSON-based, and you have to think about it during the migration phase. About expression language, we have already told a little bit. Camunda 7 is a dual, Camunda 8 is fill, and you need to migrate it, and it's really very simple, actually. Connectors. In Camunda 7, we had only two connectors, HTTP and SWAP. And now we have plenty of them. And we will discuss connectors a little bit more today in the next sessions. Also, we have differences in deployments. In Camunda 7, it was mostly a Spring Boot application where you have your code, web apps, and everything about Camunda, and separately you had a database, Elasticsearch, and Optimize. With Camunda 8, you have a remote Camunda platform with the Camunda broker, and your own application is just your custom code with a ZB client, which can communicate with a remote server. What you have to think about when you are migrating. There are two main areas we have to discuss. It's data and artifacts you have. Let's start with artifacts we are having. First of all is BPMN models. You have to look into your models, analyze them, and migrate to the new version. You have to pay attention that the new attributes are appearing in Camunda 8, and also in Camunda 8 currently have a different coverage of a BPMN standard. Daemon is very easy to migrate because the standard more or less the same and there are not a lot of differences. Application code, it's different. As I told that now we are talking about remote engine all the time, and you really need to adjust your application to this mode. And the same about the architecture. New API is introduced. Moreover, internally Camunda 7 is using gRPC protocol, which is different to the rest one. And about the data. The history data is very simple. We are not migrating history. But with the runtime data, you have different options because you can either continue using Camunda 7 and keep the processes to complete on the Camunda 7 and then start using Camunda 8, or you can think about some migration. But there is a issue here that Camunda 7 is based on database. You have to extract the data and then create a tool which will create the new processes in Camunda 8 environment and bring this process to the same state as it was in Camunda 7. And the main idea for the migration is to coexist Camunda 7 and Camunda 8. You start with Camunda 8, like POC, maybe new processes, and then you are migrating existing processes to the Camunda 8, and with Camunda, you have a possibility to react on the errors, to analyze how it works, and successfully migrate and then stop the Camunda 7. I think that I will go to the last slide. Just the main issue what we are facing where we are migrating Camunda 7 towards Camunda 8 is education of the team. If you know about Camunda 8 enough and know how it works, you are on a good way. If you don't know how it works, potentially you will have issues. How you can educate yourself about the Camunda 8? Actually, you have different options. First of all, really, you can read just documentation which provided by the Camunda itself on their website. Also, there are a lot of community workshops or whatever where you can participate and learn about the Camunda. If you're an enterprise customer, you also have an option with consulting hours provided by the Camunda itself. There is also a good source for knowledge, for information about Camunda, is Camunda Academy. It also has two different sets of information provided. It's a common academy view where just anybody can use, or it's a partner or customer account where you have even extended information about Camunda. And the last point, which is really quite important, you can speed up your introduction to Camunda 8 and come to the big success going to the Camunda partner and start this journey with Camunda partner, for example, IBA Group. Yeah, we have really time for questions.
We have a couple, like 5 or 7 minutes for the questions.
Hello, my name is Igor, and thank you for the speech, and thank you guys for organizing this event. And I have a question about the cloud approach of Camunda. Basically, we had a deployed version before which we can install on the server. Right now, ZB is a client which helps us to communicate with the platform. So what data is passed through gRPC protocol to the servers of Camunda? Do we just let the servers know about the processes we started and we manage all the data on our servers? Or we should integrate deeper?
Answer will be more or less the same for both versions, Camunda 7 and Camunda 8. It's the main idea behind the process orchestration that you have to pass to the Camunda only that data which influence the process execution. The process shouldn't be a storage of the data. You store the data locally and just give only that information. You really need to execute the process.
One more question about the cloud. Do we use, basically, as I understand, ZB is already connector, kind of our system connects our system to Camunda servers. And when we talk about SaaS solution, about implementing cloud solution, so we just send data details about the processes through gRPC, and that's all. And then we are allowed to track all the processes and manage and get analytics and etc.
Let me say first some terms. ZB is a core engine of a Camunda itself. When we are communicating, we are using ZB client, so-called. It's just a library we can just use in our application, and it communicates via gRPC protocol with the engine itself. And it's defined by the protocol. Operates like start a process, send a message. It's really very simple. And the payload for all this operation is defined by design of the application. And the design of your process. You can select that your process holding the data itself, but it requires more resources to keep the information about the history and analytics of it. On the other side, when we are working with the processes, you really should collect information about its execution and performance, and it's not about the business-related data you have in your application, actually. And Camunda 8 puts this information to the Elasticsearch, and Elasticsearch afterwards is used by Optimize to make all the analytics you have. And it's really easy tool, very straightforward. You can create different dashboards to find the KPIs of your process. It's really fun to use it.
You said Camunda provides easy way to collaborate between IT and business. Good. Have you personally experienced it?
Yes, for sure. My professional history is quite interesting. I'm coming from the development, moving to the business analysis. I've really faced with a lot of stuff, and as a project manager, it was quite interesting to communicate with the customer as a business analyst, making decisions and then go to the developers and telling them what they need to do. And it's really amazing story when you are speaking with the business in business terms, with, for example, with banks, and then you need to tell the developer what to do. You can't tell the same thing. But when you're starting doing these diagrams, writing them down, it's more like squares and arrows, and it's very simple for the developer to start understanding what they are doing. And what I have also mentioned that when we did only textual description of tasks for developers, the developers just tell, okay, I'm doing the small code, and they do not understand why they are doing their coding. Having the diagrams is really very easy to understand them, at least high level, what they are doing, for what they are doing this coding, and giving them really fun in their job.
Thank you very much. Let's thank Alexei for doing a great presentation. I hope we will see him one more time again.
Yeah. Thank you.